We serve a true living God. If God takes you out of poverty today, if God decides to bless you with riches, never ever despise anybody. Never look down upon somebody you just met, because God is a story changer. If He gave you, He can take it out.
I will live, I will not die.
There are three legal ways to be rich. Number one, inheritance. Number two, marriage. And number three, hard work. We all want to be successful. We all want a better life. We all want to get rich one day. Nobody wants to suffer. Nobody enjoys the pains in this world. Nobody enjoys all the troubles that people go through in this world. Nobody wants to be down there. Nobody loves poverty. And if you have ever tasted poverty, you will join me to say that poverty is bad. You'll always want to get rich. So today I'm going to talk about being rich. Being rich is all about having wealth, great possession, or abundantly supplied with resources. You are just rich. Resources could be funds, could be different types of assets that we have, just abundantly supplied with all the kinds of resources you ever want to have. Now, recently I was having a small conversation with a friend of mine, and we were talking about how to be rich. And so today's topic, or today's discussion, is about being rich. There are three ways to be rich, and I am going to take you through all the three methods on how you can be rich. Method number one is through inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance is a practice of passing on property, wealth, houses, riches, everything that you could ever have to somebody else upon death. Now, legally, something could be yours through inheritance. I could have a house, I could have money, but when I die, you can inherit these things from me. And that is one way of being rich. Now, we have very many people who have become rich through inheritance, and this one normally happens between children and parents. When parents die, their children inherit whatever is theirs. There are many things to be inherited, but today we are focusing on inheriting riches from your parents or riches from somebody else. When you inherit, that is one way of being rich. Inheritance. Number two way of being rich is through marriage. And what is marriage? Marriage is a process by which two people make their relationship public, official, and permanent. It's the joining of two people into a bond that lasts forever. Many people have gotten rich through this method. You might be from a poor background, you might be born in a poor background, you've grown poor from a poor family, but one day, one time, you end up getting married to a rich spouse, a rich man or a rich lady, and your life turns, tables turn from poverty to richness, from being poor to just being wealthy. You just get rich through marriage, marrying the right person. Now, not all marriages will lead you to richness. Well, we have stories of different people who got married to rich people, but at the end of the day, they became poor and worse, and they came back to poverty. Well, we have all those people who got married when they had nothing, but because they had their success to being together, they had dreams and goals, they worked so hard, and eventually got rich in the process, in their marriage. So it's evident, so it's true that marriage can make you rich. We have men who have gotten rich because they married rich women or rich females. We have ladies who have gotten rich because they married rich men, and life has been good. Hard work. When method number one left you out, You had nothing to inherit from anyone. Method number 2 left you out. You got into a relationship and eventually into marriage that never got you to where you wanted to be. Then method 3 is for you. Hard work. Hard work is all about going an extra mile, going away from your comfort zone to get that which you want. Hard work is all about cutting off some pleasures that will pull you down, that will consume much of your income, that will bring you down and make you more miserable. I'm talking about you cutting down those luxury that will take much of your expenses, whatever income that you bring back. If you're a student, wake up, study, do research, never fail your exams, just pass your exams. If you are working, whatever job it is, work extra hard to get that which you want. Invest, do research, avoid lazy friends, avoid over spending. In fact, be disciplined on how you spend your money or on how you spend your wealth. If God blesses you with richness, if you happen to get richness and you get rich, you just kick poverty away from your life. Never ever despise anybody. Never look down upon someone. Help the needy people, support those you can, employ those who need jobs, share whatever you have with others, and you will never lack. God who gives wealth is so just. He's a just God. He says, you will never lack if you give. Blessed is that hand that gives than the hand that taketh. If God gives you, learn to also be a giver. Give those who do not have. And God is so faithful. He will always supply for you that you may never lack. Because givers never lack. God opens doors. Day after day, He opens doors for everyone. And you will make it. A story is told of one man who during his young age got a job, was employed as a teacher, and he really helped many people acquire education. In his position as a head teacher, he ensured nobody was sent home for school fees. He ensured nobody suffered in life. In fact, he was never happy to send anybody, any student or any pupil away home because of school fee issues. This man was so conscious and he cared. He wanted everybody to receive education. He even went extra miles to even sell his livestock. He sold his cows to ensure everybody was in school. He schooled his children, and besides schooling his children, he also schooled more people in his society. In his community, he never wanted anybody to suffer. He wanted everybody to acquire education because he knew the importance of having education. Not that he had much, he didn't have much, but the little that he had, he shared with other people. He shared with other families. He shared with the less fortunate. He gave out until at his time of retirement, he had almost nothing. He was like a poor man. But in his heart, he was happy that he saved very many people. He took many people back to school. Many people went to school, though there are some who never completed the process. Some dropped out in the way. But those who he managed to take to school and went through the 844 system, studied and later got jobs, one day remembered this man. At a point when this man was about giving up. He was just about to give up. He was even asking God questions that, God, I helped these people. Why can't they help me? Look at me. I gave out everything. I gave out all my wealth because I wanted to see these people successful. Look at me now, dying poor. Look at my wife, dressed in old clothes. Look at my house. It's even falling. God, why? Why me? Why am I suffering because of my generosity? Let me tell you, that prayer of that man never went in vain. God saw him cry and collected his tears. God saw him. God saw him give. He saw him. And God came to his rescue and reminded him that, son, the tears that you are shedding never went down in vain. The generosity you had was not in vain. I want to show you things that nobody else has ever shown you. One day this man was surprised when some of his students who he taught and who he helped came to visit him. Now these students came to visit him after having some small meeting and discussion on how they could help their teacher who helped them be who they are. And these students came and visited this man who was by then old. They built him a big house, gave him a car, bought him all wealth, and this man, you know what? He got rich. His life turned around and he lived a happy life. All his regrets later came to rejoice. All his pains were turned into laughter. His sorrows, all the things he went through, the sad moments were all joy. What are we learning from this story? That whatever little thing you have, if God gives you, in as much as we want to be rich, make sure you use your richness to support human beings or humankind. Be it that little that you have, share, because you do not know the person you're helping today could be your source of help in the future to come. That person that today you are supporting, you are employing, could be your future employer. That person that today you are helping get to somewhere successful could be the person to help you tomorrow rise when you fall down. Because this world, nobody knows about tomorrow. Today you have it, tomorrow you don't have it. Today you are healthy, tomorrow you are not. Today you are rich, tomorrow you are poor. Learn something. Thank you so much. Until we meet again, my name is Devance Ogweno. Subscribe if you haven't yet subscribed, and God will bless you. Share this story. Feel free to drop your comments. You are just blessed.